Hello and welcome back to Level Up Land. Now, I have 211 enhancers, 196 copies. What I'm going to do this time I'm going to just head straight up to the mimics. Right, let's get onto the grass. Yeah, I'm just gonna fight a mimic. Because I might be able to actually get Let's extract a bit from a spirit. Not much, just a few times, and I'm just going to run away. I'm not going to waste my spells on this thing. Let's get to 100. Actually, what am I getting? I'm getting restored, I'm getting warps, I'm getting souls. Remember, the way that spirit works is that your health is brought down to 1, and even if you heal, it's still brought down to 1. It doesn't do anything unless you extract or run, in which case doing so will hurt you and you can't attack it. As you can see, attack is grayed out. Twist. Did I see a twist there? Or was that? No, it would have been a freeze. Ah, yeah, spirits give you freeze. Freeze. Soul. And warp. Yeah, there's only 2 enemies that give you warp in this game. The spirits and the wizards. I do notice that let's just run. I do notice that towards the latter half, maybe not the latter half, but the further you get along in this game, enemies start getting more. I mean, when you think about how, like, the theme of animals, the theme of enemies. So let's restore. Yeah, the theme of enemies. Aha. Alright, I'm not going to bother analysing it. I'm not even going to bother attacking it first. I'm just going to start off by extracting. Actually, what I should do is I should enhance first. Yeah, so as I was saying, it can happen sometimes where I'm saying something and then I get I get mentally distracted and then I just don't go back to saying what it was I was saying. But as I was saying, the themes of the enemies as you progress, they start off mostly as just animals. And then, as you go on, you start to get. I mean, if you take a little in terms of like categories, so we've got animals. So that's like, you know, rat, wolf, eagle, falcon, What other animals are there? Just basic animals that you'd find in real life. Bat. And then you start to get some... And there's also... like there's mechanical enemies as well. So you've got Robot, Sentinel. Well, Sentinel is sort of... it's ambiguous, you know? You don't actually see the enemies, you just actually... You don't actually see like an image of the enemies in this game, you just see the name of what it is that you're fighting. So, I would say Sentinel and Juggernaut are like machinery based. See, a Guardian, it's not really clear. You've got types of humans. So, you've got like Ninja, Wizard, Clown, Knight, Mage. I suppose it can be a bit... what's the word? Ambiguous, like for example, you could have like a monster that is a clown rather than just a clown, like a human clown. So if you've got animals and then types of human and machinery mixed in with that, then you start going to more mythical creatures. So, I mean, obviously, like fairy's probably the weakest of the mythical creatures, I think. Actually, Scouter. Scouter, would you say Scouter is a robot? A robotic type? Obviously the robot is, no doubt about that. But the Scouter, I imagine it to be, but I don't know. Yeah, so when you get to the mythical creatures, you've got like fairies and krakens, chimera, angels, demons, basilisks. But I would say that what I've noticed is a common theme among a lot of the end game enemies is that there's quite a few horror themed ones. So I would consider, in a way, I would consider Spirit kind of like a horror themed enemy. But you know, like zombies, Reaper, Lich, Vampire. They are quite horror themed. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my spreadsheet here. Actually, I'm just going to let that run. Of course, it's going to freeze whilst I click on here. But let's click on here. The game's just frozen. So 260 shield. My enhancers are 218, so let's see how many copies I'm going to need. As it stands, that is. Sort of doing a trial and error sort of thing here, by putting in different numbers. Right, so I can get to 470 copies, I'll be set. Probably won't get that in this fight, but I'll also be getting enhancers, so that number will change as time passes. So let's get back to it. So for the previous 2 episodes, I started them off by saying, yeah, this is going to be a boring one, not much is going to happen. And then, in the first one of those 2, I ended up showing the rest of the enemies I had to show at the end of at the end, and in the second one, I ended up being killed, and then I spent some enhancers and copies, and then I went to fight some dragons, and it didn't turn out too well. So it's been a ride. And I don't want to preempt this one by saying, oh yeah, this is going to be another boring one, because something crazy might happen. But that's not the goal. Also, yeah, I got an Inferno spell, and I would like to show Inferno in action. But I don't want to use it, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to save, and I'm going to fight a rat or a crab or whatever appears in my way, and then use Inferno just to show it. Let's have a look and copy, enhance. Right, yeah, that's okay. So yeah, so I will have to recalibrate my calculations as my enhancer slowly goes up and my shield slowly goes up. And then I'm going to have to spend a good while playing with the menu, going up X, down X, up X, down X, for copy and enhance on repeat. When my health gets below 1,000, I'll Joker. I do like that I'm getting twists from this mimic as well. Twists are going to really come in handy. Right, let's get ready to Joker. Oh, let's not forget. Enhance. I don't want to dedicate another slot to Joker. I've already got too many Jokers, and I'm getting more, I should point out. Yeah, so me getting more enhancers is gonna alter the equation. What I'll do is when I get so many more enhancers, I'll recalculate to see how many copies I need, because the amount of copies I'm gonna need is gonna go down. Yeah, I get more excited when I see those enhancers as opposed to those copies. I'm waiting for it too early, I think. Right. Okay. Good. Right. So. Yeah, I was just showing there, just when the bar gets to the top, it just sits. Don't leave it there for long. Right, come on, enhancers. Enhance me. Get enhance. Copies are good, but I want enhancers. I mean, the thing is as well, like, the more enhancers I get, the more powerful enhancers are, so every enhancer is going to close that gap by more than the previous one. It's exponential growth in something that starts off incredibly slow, so it still takes a while. Joker, right. It was alright. Not great, but alright. I mean, still, that 6,000 odd's going to last me a while. Less than half of my health, so it is technically in the bad side of a Joker, but it's still, for all intents and purposes, it's fine. Right. So when I get to 228 enhancers, I'm going to recalculate my numbers. When I get to 230, did I say 228? I'm at 228 now. Once I get to 230, that's when I'm going to recalculate my good old enhanced number. there really is no, like, this context with this fight, there really is no positive or negative to letting the bar just grow for a bit. You break even on it completely in the end. Oh, excellent. One more enhance, and then I'll recalculate. And I'm doing this with the presumption that I'm going to keep... Oh, I missed the opportunity. Not opportunity, but I missed it. Right, so I'm clicking on another window, so the game's frozen. So at my previous calculations I needed 470, but let's rechange the numbers here. So, I mean, I know it's fast to just... I know it'll be fast to just get on with it. But it's nice to see. Oh, right. Oh yeah, I've got to do it. I've got to like reverse engineer it. So like 420. 420 blaze it. So I now need like 50 fewer copies than what I needed before because of those extra 10 enhances. That's good to know. Oh, let's click on that window there. So I'm comparing this to what Fran did when he got his 150,000 shield. So when he started doing his enhanced copy thing, he had 20,072. No, sorry, 20,236 shield. I read a different number there by mistake. It's current in the middle of a fight, and and he had 230 enhancers, so fewer than what I've got now. So I don't need as many as he did, as he has. He has in what I'm comparing here this time. He had at that time. Our health number is almost exactly the same. Mine's at 15,906. His is at 15,884. But I think what's interesting is our playtime comparison, not at this point, but in order to, like, in quotes, complete the game, you know, defeating a dragon and all that. Now, it's not a direct comparison because he went into it completely blind, and I purposefully didn't inform him of anything. I wanted to see what the natural progress would be of someone who has to go through that process of learning all the ins and outs. And oh, that was so accurate to being at the very top of my health there. That was so close. Yeah, so I really wanted to I really wanted to not give him any advice, and just to see how long it would take. Just somebody going through the game for the first time, not knowing anything, having to go through the hurdles of learning how everything works. And I think it took him about 20 something hours, like 21-ish hours, when you add up all the times. Obviously the time counter in the game doesn't reflect that because of all the deaths and everything. Whereas for me, it took about 12. And I think I like that disparity. I think it's good I like that, like the idea that I like the disparity between a person who goes in knowing everything and a person who goes in knowing nothing. The difference between that roughly 10-hour difference, or I mean just less than double the time. I think that's good. I like that. Oh, let's twist again, like we did last dragon. I apologise. I apologise for that. I don't know what came over me. So I think from this fight, there's a decent chance that I can end this fight with the ability to max out my shield. Just gonna make sure I don't make a stupid mistake and let it kill me like I did with that sentinel. Ah, that's not good. It's a pretty weak Joker. Let's keep an eye on my health. Yeah. It's alright, I guess. About halfway, isn't it? So I wonder if I was to max, say if in theory I was to max out my health, although Noel it's hard to talk about without actually revealing how high the maximum goes. Although you should be able to tell by the numbers that I'm taking for granted that you can't be bothered to work it out. But we'll see. What I would like to test out once I've got max shield, I would like to test out the dragon fights was good. A very good Joker. Yeah, I would like to test out the dragon fights because I want to see how few spells I can get away with using against a dragon. Because it's not going to be none. I'm going to have to use something, even with max shield. Does barrier work for the length of 2 turns? Yeah, I thought so. That freeze is the same, isn't it, for the length of 2 turns? Does not stack. Barrier doesn't stack either, does it? No. Yeah, so it does not stack basically means that it resets. So say if you use a barrier, then it'll, I mean, say if it's 10 seconds, it might not be, but it's definitely not 10 seconds, but let's say for this example, it's 10 seconds, it's a really long barrier. Okay, so you've got 10 seconds. If you wait 5 seconds and use another barrier, it just resets the counter back up to 10. Yeah, so I think I'm going to get my shield to max after this fight. I'm pretty confident of it. I'm confident that I won't be an idiot and forget that I need a Joker. I'm confident that I won't have multiple Jokers in a row that screw me over and send me down to critical health. Yeah, if there's one thing that people are bad at judging, it's randomness and probability. People, in general, are really bad at it. It's why people gamble at casinos, it's why people buy lottery tickets. Because, I mean, take roulette for example. So let's say the way that roulette works is that there's so many different factors that you can bet on. So you can choose the even numbers, you can choose a specific number, you can choose a colour, you can choose a range of numbers, you could choose a set of numbers. There's so many different... I was almost an idiot. There's so many different factors, so many different choices that you have, and each option that you have, if you win, it multiplies your earnings by whatever the chance was of that occurring out of all of the numbers that aren't 0. So say if you put it on red, you'll double your money. If you put it on an even number, you'll double your money. I don't know how many numbers are on it, but let's say it goes from 1 to 47. I don't know. It'll be an easy number one. So let's say it's 1 to 48 or 1 to 26, whatever. If it's 1 to 26, then you put your number on 7. You'll multiply your earnings by 26. So by those metrics, any amount of money you put on in the long run, you'll break even. But there's also the green space, the 0, and I think there might even, I don't know if it's a 2 or is it 1. Is it like a 0 and a double 0? It might just be the double 0. I don't know. I don't pay attention because I'm not really interested in gambling. So that weighs the deck slightly against you. And that space means that it's just not worth it. I mean, you can go in there, go in once and win and then leave. Sure. But, you know, when they've got people who get addicted and they've got people who, like, they're open every day and they've got people coming in all day and all night and they're always open, you know, it's going to average out. Like, imagine you were the beneficiary to that. Like, let's take another example. Let's say you had a game of heads or tails. Just focusing on this for now. Yeah, so let's say you had a game of heads or tails. I'm going to be using British currency because that's what I'm familiar with, but whatever. Think of it in dollars or whatever you want to. But say you had a game of heads or tails. And the rule was, you had a pound coin and it was flipped. If it lands on tails, you give the pound coin away. No, sorry. If it lands on heads, you get a pound coin. If it lands on tails, then what you do is you roll 6 dice. And if all 6 of those dice land on 6, you get a pound coin. And if they don't, you lose a pound coin. So there's a 50% chance of getting it, and then a 50% chance of having a very low chance of getting it, and the rest of the chance is you losing it. That's a thing that works slightly in your favour, and because it works ever so slightly in your favour, partaking in that activity is valuable. Now, let's say if you were to up the stakes to, say, not £1 but £10,000, then there's an argument to be made, well, no, because, you know, diminishing returns. If I get the 10,000, then that's not going to be as good to me as how bad it would be for me to lose the 10,000. So it's weighted in that direction. But let's say even if it was just like £1, even let's just say it was a penny. Let's say you have people on the other end of this who are on the losing side, where it's slightly against them. Then. And people just keep volunteering to do this. You don't have to opt into doing this thing. The money just comes to you. Because over time, it's going to all work out in your favour. And it's because... And people are just so bad at probabilities, working out probabilities, that they look at extreme scenarios. Like, they might look at... Like, say this, Joker. They might look at this situation here, right? And they might say, well, it's better to use recovers rather than jokers in this situation. I mean, putting aside the fact that I have over 300 jokers and only 10 recovers. Oh, see, that was a bad one. It still gives me some grace. There you go. And people will look at that and they'll say, oh, so what you're telling me is you can use Joker and it can put you on 1 health and then that's it, and oh, this can happen. And it's like, yeah, it can happen, but you don't live your life based on possibilities. You don't walk down the street with a crash helmet on because a meteorite might fall on your head, like a tiny you know, there might be something falling from the sky that hits you on the head. You work on probabilities. You think, well, that's almost definitely not going to happen, so I'm not going to wear a crash helmet when I'm walking around. But if you're on a motorbike, you do, because the chance of you impacting something that could kill you increases significantly. I saw a video and one of the things that they mentioned, oh, You know what, right? I'm almost done, I think. I'm gonna use one more Joker and then enhance, and then I'm going to recalculate my numbers. What was I saying? Yeah, I was watching a video. Right. I'll just finish this story. Right. So, I was watching a video, and they were talking about probabilities of people's approach to probabilities in games and all that. And one of the things they said was that people, like, they mentally round numbers. So if something has a 99% chance of hitting an enemy, people will recognise that, and people will see that as 100%. And if something has a 90% chance of hitting an enemy, they'll see that as, like, what their brain sees that as is more than 90%. So they were saying that there's a Fire Emblem game that will tell you this attack has a 90% chance of hitting, but the actual game will have, say, a 97 or 98% chance of hitting like when you actually use it. So the game straight up lies to you, and to me, that is like the adult equivalent of giving a child a controller that's not plugged in so that they can pretend to play. It's all just deception, and it's like, well, we do this thing because we know that this sort of thing makes people feel better, and to me that's not a shortcut to making a good game. If I figure something like that out, it makes my opinion of the game worse. Anyway, let's go over here. So yeah, so I've cancelled off the game, so it's still playing the music and everything, but it's just frozen. So let's put the numbers in. 29072. How many enhancers do I have? 251. Copies. Oh, I've got. Oh, I can do it now if I wanted to. Right. Tell you what, I will continue just for the sake of getting more copies, because it would be nice to have more copies than what I need. And just to the end of the session, I suppose. But yeah, if a game says this has a 90% chance of hitting, and it actually has it at 98% because that quote feels better, it makes me feel cheated. You know what it's kind of like, in a way? You know, like in an Assassin's Creed game where, I mean, I've not played Assassin's Creed much, but I've played a bit, and this is a big issue where I've tried to run away from an enemy, or I've tried to run somewhere, and my character will just jump automatically onto like a wooden beam, and they'll balance on it absolutely perfectly, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to land on that wooden beam. I wanted to keep running, but the game sort of thinks, well, it's good for people to feel like they're accomplishing things, so we're going to make them land on this beam perfectly without them needing to do much inputs. And it's like, well, you're right that I didn't need to do much inputs, because I wasn't even trying to do any inputs to land on that beam. I was just running away from an enemy, and you've decided that I'm going to jump, I'm going to balance on this wooden beam. It reminds there's I think, is it Circle Tunes HD? There's a video by Circle Tunes HD where they it's called like when a game has climbing. I really like their videos. I think they're really funny. But one of their little skits that they do is about when a game has climbing. So you've got your character that's climbing a wall, and they jump into the window, and then like a boss appears. He's like, I'm going to get you. So the character's trying to run away. They jump out the building and they're trying to run away. And as they're being chased, and as they're running away, they'll just grab a barrel. They'll just like jump onto this barrel. Oh, their videos are so funny. But anyway, I'll give this a few more minutes and then I'll just attack it. I think maybe it's got like 500 odd HP. I'll just run. There's no point of attacking it. Also, it's nice to have a buffer with enhancers in case your finger slips and you accidentally use 2 in a row rather than copying one. So just do it now. Right. Okay. Let's walk back. By the way, you might think it's interesting that when you warp to this end of the pier, as opposed to this end. And really, if you think about it, this little bit of land here is just for like you to start, and you know, for you to start just like this is where you've been dropped off. So I just like having you warp here because it's sort of like it refers back to the start of the game. You know, it's that starting position. Right. Okay. Let's figure out how many copies, how many enhancers do I have. I've got 251, 29, 574. So I can use 380 copies. So let's figure out. So I've got 442 minus that. So yeah, so when I get to 61 copies, or about 60 copies, I'll stop using copies, and then I'll just enhance. Right. Like what Fran said, it's time to do the dance of my people. Now the funny thing is that when Fran did this, he had to do it a few times because it's so hard to talk and do this at the same time. Oh, I hate this so much. Oh man, that is off. Like, just controlling that, just tapping up, up, X, down, down, X. It's nasty. I don't like it. Yeah, so he had to do it a few times because he misjudged what the max was going to be. But keep an eye on that shield bar, because you might notice it's approaching the top. Tell you what, I'll go down to 50 copies just in case. Yeah, look. It's almost reaching the top, so it looks like it's going to max out at like 50,000, doesn't it? But if I use one more... Ah! Look at that! There's another bar growing underneath. Oh, this is horrible. This is horrible. When I get to 300, I'm going to take a break. Oh. Oh, I said 300, but... I'm trying like what fingers feel the most comfortable to use. Oh. Oh, this is like... This is one situation where I think it'd probably be better to have a controller and get like X-Padder working so I can use a controller. But no, it's that's not happening. I almost used Explore. So when the second bar gets to 100,000, it's gonna... Oh no! I used Explore by mistake. Ah. That messed me up. Let's no. I'll tell you what. I'll keep this up, but when I get down to about 60 copies, I will recalculate. Here's the thing: there's always the worry that your finger might slip and you might use something that you don't intend to. I still get. I give myself enough breathing room though that it just means I might have to use a few more copies. Right, keep an eye on that shield. Ah! It goes down to a third bar. Yeah, I can reveal that there is a maximum of 3 bars. And so the maximum shield capacity is 150,000. So the question is, how long does it take a dragon to wipe out 150,000 shield? The question is, it takes some time, but it will do it. If you're just attacking, it will do it. Oh, I'm getting close. When I get to 100 copies. Right, tell you what. Save, right. Let's put the numbers into the spreadsheet to see. Now let's say, okay, well, let's put the numbers in. So I've got 115,416 shields, enhancers, 251, that's right. Yes, that's good. At least I use the explore after using a copy rather than after using an enhance. So let's say 50. Ah, I can use 50. Okay, right. Let's get my copies down to 50. Actually, hold on. Let's have a look. I'll get down to. Okay, I can get it down to. I can just leave it at 80. That's all right. But what I will do is I'll get to 80. Right. Save, just to double check. Right. And now it's time for the moment of truth. Look at my repair, like flashing. It's basically, it's like the one frame where my shield takes time to recover between my max shield going up and my current shield going up. 142, 143, 144, 145, 6, 7. You can see the amount that I'm actually increasing it by is going down slowly as well. And done. I've maxed out my shield. Yes. And I've still got 80 copies to go. But yeah, I've got these 63 enhancers are now completely unusable. The only thing that these enhancers do now is make wizards more powerful. That's all they do. What a brilliant use for them. Yeah, let's wear out the explore effect. Right. Well, that's that. So, now, I would like to extract 1,000. I don't want to. I don't particularly. It's not necessarily in my interest to extract 1,000 strikes, but Fran did it, so I'm gonna do it in his honor. And that is going to be the next order of business, I think. Extract 1,000 strikes. So next time, if that is what I decide to do, I'm probably not going to be talking much, but I shall be fighting an eagle, and I'll just extract. I'll get some escapes in the process, which is nice, but I'm just going to be sat there just holding down extract, and it's not going to kill me. I mean, look at the shield. It might eventually get to the point where I need to do something, but I'm probably going to be absent for the majority of it. So, yeah, that is that. So I'm going to get the 1,000 strikes, but then I'm going to see about fighting the dragons and getting my spells. Ah, yes, before I go, save. Rat. And Inferno. Isn't that a lovely long sound effect? Right. So, yeah, I mean, so I've got the 1,000 strikes to get. And at that point, everything's just going to be about raising, like, strategically. It's all just going to be about raising my max health, and so strategically it's just going to be about how am I going to most effectively fight dragons. I'll probably farm chimeras for blasts, but next time it's 1,000 strikes. I probably won't get it in just the one session. I'll It'll probably take a while, but that is the case. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.